is day 5 of the series Drawing Made Easy, Drawing Made Simple, drawing until I am satisfied with the amount of days that I have consecutively done this series. But not as catchy as Drawing Made Easy. So, let's get into it. If you're not aware, one of the main ideas I like to profess is scribbling. There are so many reasons I could talk about for why scribbling is great. One, you don't care about what really is getting put on the paper. You're just kind of scribbling and making shapes. Two, you will almost definitely come up with something that you wouldn't have thought of. And three, it's fun. It's fun. You just put your pen to paper and you scribble all over it. And then you look at what you got and you try and sort something out from what you've created. So this kind of looks a bit like a cylinder. Could turn that into a leg. These more circular. But I'm just going to go with the flow a little bit, refine the edges, and see what it turns into. I'm not caught up with actually creating something that you can identify. Right, I'll say that again. I'm not caught up with creating something that you can identify. What does that mean? Well, a lot of people draw for the reasoning to make it either realistic, so when someone looks at it, they're like, oh, that's a cute butterfly, that's a cool building, dragon, whatever it is. But sometimes you need to draw for yourself. Not draw yourself, I mean self-portraits are fun, but draw for the idea of relaxation, calming your nervous system, turning it into a meditation practice, almost. Now there's so many different techniques you can study, different channels that just churn out how to shade, how to use perspective, how to contour your lines, all that fun jazzy stuff. Now, I'm not saying that they're better or worse. It's just I'm not seeing many channels that profess this idea of drawing as a way of expression or way of calming yourself, reorganizing your thoughts, and more as a way of being in the world, right? Not necessarily doing it as a mode of income or a mode of impression. Trying to impress. Good thing this isn't an English channel where we try and study words. So that's kind of the basis of this series, and I hope people will get some sort of value out of it, because it took me a little bit before I kind of let go of the idea of becoming before I let go of that idea of trying to impress and whatnot, and just kind of threw whatever I was feeling at the paper. And you know, some days I do work on techniques, how to draw a portrait, work on those different ideas. But if it's all you're doing, then and if you enjoy it and that's all you're doing, fantastic. You know, I don't want to knock anyone for enjoying the process of drawing. But for me, personally, I didn't enjoy studying. I enjoyed the play, right? It's like music. I always reference music because music's so similar to drawing in the metaphysical sense, I guess. I don't enjoy studying music. I have done it. I go back to it every now and again. But playing it is so much more fun. And personally, I learn the most when I play. I learn what works, what resonates more with me and with others if I'm playing with others. And the same thing goes with drawing. The more I do it for myself, the more I feel about what works for me, what I enjoy, and that's the way I like it. You know, I'm not gonna change myself to this idea of becoming a master, or, you know, because mastery is an illusion. People, I mean, I know there's that great channel, 10,000 Hours to Mastery or whatever. And it's the guy that's trying to draw 10,000 hours of study. But I'm not sure it's the way to go. I don't think you can master anything. I think you can get better at things. You can improve. But mastery is such a subjective idea because it's someone else saying that this person is good at the thing. And you can't really self-proclaim that you're a master. I mean, you can. But if I walked around saying that I was a master at such and such, I mean, people are gonna be very skeptical. People usually use it as a compliment. And it kind of just ends there. It's not really anything more of substance. I'm about to sneeze. Oh, God, that was a long build-up. And it's like even the people that have mastered a subject still try to improve as much as they can about that subject. I think it's more along the lines of they enjoy that thing more than the average. So they want to get good at the thing. They want to do it more. They want to see where they're lacking in their ability. And that's just The way the merry-go goes. Merry-go-round goes, merry-go goes. Anyway, you kind of get the idea. Now this is kind of turning into something more like a tree. I didn't expect it to turn into a tree, but here we are. May as well turn it into a tree. I kind of like drawing trees. They're fun, and you can't really draw a tree that is wrong. That's the other gripe I have with hearing about people's journeys in art schools and stuff, is they get criticized for how they do a certain thing, and then they learn to change their bad habits. Alright, it's like, sure, maybe there's a more efficient way of going about it, and could work for many people, but I feel like some of the best artists do it incorrectly. I want to give an example. Like, oh, big yawn. Oh, you okay, buddy? I'm not sure if you can hear my dog, but he's panting. What's up? Do you want to go outside? You've just been outside. It's a bit hot. It is currently 31 degrees. I'm gonna go help my doggo. Turn the air conditioning on. I didn't have to, but I think it's worthwhile. In weather like this. And I forgot. No, I didn't forget. No. My train of thought, wherever it was going off into with incorrect ways of drawing or whatever. Yes, there's no incorrect way of drawing. Draw however you want. But don't get manic, you know. I feel like something that I don't really hear discussed is artists that got popular doing something that didn't require a lot of effort or skill acquisition. Kind of have this prevalence to be more on the manic side. Which is, I don't know, interesting. They don't have the same kind of outlook that someone that spent 30 years doing the thing. And that kind of contradicts my earlier point, but I think that's okay to contradict yourself and find flaws in your argument, because you can never really have a perfect argument. Like, you can have an argument that doesn't have any what do you call it? Wrong prefaces or like sub prefaces. I don't know. I didn't do philosophy for long, but like. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Just do some drawing, I guess. It's hard to fucking it's hard to talk and draw at the same time and keep a okay thought train going. One that doesn't sound ridiculous. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a double-sided tree, I've decided. So it can be looked at from either angle. I'm gonna split these trunks. Split them trunks. Here. Yeah, sure. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have split it. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, we chillin'. There we go. And then we have our double-sided tree. This has probably been done before. I doubt it's an original idea. But I thought it up and I'm going to follow through with it. Because it's fun. And I want to. There we go. We got the trunks going. Gonna do the bustle of leaves around the outside as well. Yeah, break the rules, you know? We learn all these rules, and now I'm not saying go out and commit crimes, but don't shade properly, you know? Screw it, who cares? Shade only going one direction with circles. Or, draw a tree but it has human legs. You know, that's not the correct way to do it, but who cares? You know? Break the rules, have fun with it. If you're getting bored with drawing, yeah, break the rules, make something that doesn't exist. You don't have to think it up while you're, like, before you do it. You don't have to sit down and plan it in your head. Make it up as you go along. Create something and be like, whoa, what if I put a rocket ship on a duck as you're drawing the rocket ship, or as you're drawing the duck, you know? There's no rules. You can do whatever you want. It's a free space, it's a free country when you sit down and draw. You can do what you please. An endless world of creation. And there we have the idea of what I'm gonna try and finish. We got the trees, we got the leaves, we got the branches. Trees plural? I guess so, if you like cut it in a cross section. Yeah. Or one tree. Anyway. So this series is going to be about 20 to 30 minute long, as I say almost every recording, just to reinforce the idea that you can take less time than you think when you draw. It doesn't take that long. Spend 2 minutes drawing. See what you can come up with in 2 minutes. That's a challenge in itself. Spend 30 seconds drawing. If you have the time, spend 20 minutes drawing. The more time you put into it doesn't necessarily reinforce the quality. Sometimes the best things are created in 10 minutes, 30 seconds. Sometimes the best things are created in an hour, right? There's no time limit that, oh, if I draw for such and such amount of time, I'm gonna create a masterpiece. It's not really how it works. And I could argue that every piece you draw is a masterpiece. Maybe one has more people enjoying it than others, but that doesn't matter. That's not what you made it for. And if it is, then maybe it's time to reassess your values. And not the values of the tone of your shading, but the values of why you decided to do an activity. Whether it's drawing, exercising, anything, study. You know, it's New Year. A lot of people will start going to the gym, and then they'll drop out of the gym. And maybe it's because it's too hard, maybe because they push themselves too hard, but I think it's because they didn't set the right values for doing the thing. They just want to change how they look. They want to get big and strong and impress people with their strength abilities. And I don't know if that's going to last over time. You may get a sudden burst of motivation, but if you want to continue this for the next 7 years and have it as a lifestyle, then maybe it's more inclined to do it for health benefits, or to be able to perform better at your job, or to be able to play with your kids. You know, I'm using working out as an example, but you can associate this to any activity that you do. And with drawing, it's very similar. You know, lots of people do it because they want to impress people, they want to show off their artwork. And there is time for that. There is time for, you know, expressing it to the world and letting people know your hard work. But also, you can do it quietly. You can do it without people noticing and get just the same amount of value, if not more. You get the same effect if you talk about starting doing a thing. You know, I'm going to start exercising and I'm going to do it every single day. You can talk about it and tell people that you're going to do it, and you get the same mental effect as doing it, but you don't actually do it. So you get the same like association with saying that you've done the thing in your brain, but you haven't actually done the thing, so you don't actually reap the benefits of doing the thing. But you get that social value or whatever of saying that you're gonna do the thing. It's like, oh, I'm gonna bike ride from the bottom of the country to the top of the country, and everyone's like, oh wow, you're gonna do that thing. When are you gonna do it? Oh, I don't know yet. I've just thought about it. You know, it's very very different ideas. But yeah, we're coming towards the end. Last 4 minutes. Try not to go over 30 minutes, just to reiterate that point of being able to do a sketch within that time frame. But you can kind of see what I'd work on if I was to work on this for another few hours. The outlining, I could probably do more on the trees, some more texture on the bark and the leaves. You know, you can really get into the nitty-gritty if you wanted to. But there's always going to be more that you can do. Sometimes you Sometimes you need to set a time frame, otherwise you will never get the job done due to the idea of perfection, the unachievable goal. Alright? Perfectionism, who said this? Winston Churchill said this. Perfectionism is better spelled paralysis. Because if you're always trying to perfect something, you never really... And sometimes you get caught up in the perfection process and you never actually get started on doing the thing. That's another thing to watch out for. You know, try and get rid of your creature comforts of having all your paint or having all of your favorite seat or whatever. I don't know what your creature comfort is. And go outside, go for a walk and do some drawing. Or if you're working out, work out on the beach. You know, just throw yourself outside your comfort zone. And you may like the change afterwards and be like, oh wow, I really enjoyed doing that and got a better effect from it. Or you may not. And you may be like, oh, that was a horrible idea. I didn't enjoy that at all. And it didn't work. But you can never actually know unless you do it. So throw yourself outside your comfort zone. Not literally throw yourself, but maybe take a walk outside your comfort zone and see if it's comfy there, and lean into that limbic friction a little bit, because that's how you grow, just like this double-sided tree. Hope you enjoyed today's lesson, I guess. I wouldn't really call it a lesson. Today's drawing. Me rambling on about different things and professing my ideas. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next drawing. Peace.